All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most elite executive programs out there, the INSEAD Global Executive MBA.
So, is that you? Are you an experienced pro looking at the C-suite and thinking, how do I get there faster? Well, if that's the case, you've come to the right place. This program is built from the ground up for exactly that kind of acceleration.
Okay, so the big question is this program the right move for you? To answer that, we're going to break down what the GEMBA, as it's called, is all about. We'll look at what they offer, who's in the room with you, and of course, what it takes to get in. Let's do this.
First things first, what's the big idea here? What is INSEAD actually promising you? Well, it all boils down to one powerful concept.
See, it's not just about cramming your head with new business theories or skills. Nope. The core promise here is a deep, fundamental transformation. It's about completely redefining who you are as a leader, so you're not just ready for those top-level roles, you're built for them.
Okay, so what really sets the INSEAD GEMBA apart from the pack? Let's get into the specifics. First off, yeah, the rankings are always top-notch. We know that. But it's what's underneath the rankings that counts. They have this incredible focus on leadership. That's not just a single class. It's baked into everything you do. And the diversity? It's not just a buzzword. With no single nationality dominating the room, the classroom itself becomes a masterclass in global business. Plus, it's designed to be super efficient for people who, already have demanding jobs. And with their new flex option, it's even more adaptable. Oh, and the cherry on top? You walk away with a ridiculously powerful, lifelong global network.
A huge piece of the puzzle for any program like this is the people you're in the trenches with, your cohort. So who are these people? Who would you be learning from and with? Let's paint a picture of the typical GEMBA student, and you can see if you see yourself in it.
Right off the bat, the average age is 38. And that tells you something really important. You're not walking into a classroom full of kids straight out of college. No, you are surrounded by peers, by seasoned professionals who've been there, done that, and have the scars and stories to prove it.
And here's the proof, an average of 14 years of work experience. Think about that. Most people in the room have at least 3 years of management experience. That means every single conversation, every case study is grounded in real, practical, high-level expertise. Now this is pure INSEAD. 62 nationalities in a typical class. Just let that sink in. This isn't just about learning different perspectives. It's about having your entire worldview shaken up. You are absolutely guaranteed to have your assumptions shattered just by talking to the person sitting next to you. And it's not just about where people are from, but what they do. Look at this breakdown. Sure, you've got strong representation from finance and tech, but that massive 44% other slice of the pie, that's where the magic happens. You'll be sitting next to leaders from manufacturing, from healthcare, from the public sector, you name it. That kind of cross-pollination of ideas is an advantage you just can't buy. Okay, so you've met your future classmates. Now let's dive into the core of it all. What are you actually going to learn, and how is this whole thing structured? So you've got options, 4 of them to be exact. You've got your 3 classic in-person programs based in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. They're all pretty similar in terms of time out of the office. But then there's the new flex option, and honestly, this is a real game changer. It stretches the program out a bit longer, but it cuts your on-campus time way down to just 8 weeks. It's a blended model, and it's a huge signal that they get how demanding modern careers are. But here's the thing. No matter which format you pick, Europe, Asia, Flex, whatever, the academic core is the same. So what exactly is in that curriculum? Think of it as a learning journey with a few key parts. You start with 12 core courses, the fundamentals like finance, strategy, marketing. Then you get to make it your own with 4 electives, diving into cool stuff like blue ocean strategy. You'll also tackle these 3 key management challenges. Think big, messy, real-world problems like AI strategy. And remember that leadership development program? It runs alongside everything else, with coaching and workshops focused totally on you. And it all builds to a final project where you put it all together and apply it to a real business challenge. And does it work? Well, just listen to what the people who've been through it say. This isn't about just getting smarter. As one alum, Michael Summers, put it, the real transformation happens when the professors push you to see your own blind spots, to question everything you thought you knew. That's where the growth is. All right, let's say you're listening to this and thinking, okay, I'm in. This sounds like me. What's next? What does it actually take to get through the door? Let's walk through the application process.
They've got it broken down into 5 pretty clear steps. It all starts with the online application. If that looks good, you move to pre-selection. Then comes an interview or an assessment. After that, your whole file goes to the big admissions committee for a really deep look. Finally, you get the decision. The whole thing, from start to finish, usually takes about 10 weeks once your application is complete.
So what do you actually need to have ready? It's a pretty standard list for a top-tier school. You've got your online form, of course. You'll need to write some essays about your career and your motivations. Get 2 professional recommendations lined up, dig up your old academic transcripts, and polish up your CV. Keep it to 2 pages max. Then there's the standardized test, or their own INSEAD assessment, and a short video interview. And don't forget the application fee. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is a massive commitment. It takes time, it takes energy, and yes, it takes a significant amount of money. So the big question is it worth it? What's the payoff? Let's just put the number out there. For the 2025 intake, you're looking at €142,000 for the Europe and Flex programs. That is, without a doubt, a serious investment. But the number itself isn't the story. The real story is, what does that number get you?
And what it gets you is change. Big change. Look at these numbers. This program is a launch pad. Almost half the grads, 49%, make a major pivot, changing their industry, their job function, or even the country they work in. Another 35% switch functions. And get this, a whopping 16% go on to start their own company. We're not talking about small tweaks here. These are major, life-changing career moves. And if you're still wondering about that return on investment, this quote from a recent grad, Linda Lin, just says it all. She says she stopped doubting her ROI the minute she sat in her very first class. That's how quickly the value can become crystal clear once you're on the inside. So there you have it. We've looked at the what, the who, and the how of the INSEAD GEMBA. We've seen the incredible diversity in the room and the massive career impact it has. The numbers and the stories all point to one thing. This is a program built for real transformation. So the only question left isn't really for me to answer, it's for you. You've seen the journey. Are you ready to redefine your own leadership story?